Hey everybody, Jason Burmis here, and it's been a while since I followed up on the Epstein case, especially in the last couple of days with everything that's been going on with this country and the mass shootings and the propaganda surrounding it and the hysteria and the political posturing, that I thought it was a good time to kind of reconnect with you guys, do the type of broadcast I really like, and that's the one to show that it's never been about partisan politics and left and right, and especially in the Epstein case where he clearly had connections on both sides. Now, all the way back, it feels like forever ago. It wasn't. It was literally a week ago. But last week I did back-to-back videos, Epstein's contacts or clientele, and then the Black Book revealed. Now in these, you can see they're about 30-minute broadcasts each. This one might be a little bit longer. We'll see how it goes. But we went through a New Yorker article, which is just really great, and started to go all the way down. We ended at Nicholas Bergeron. So we're going to pick up here, and then we did a lot on the politics. We got near to the end to this gentleman here. So there's still some more politicians we want to show you that he donated to on the left and right aisle. Because once again, this broadcast is really more about exposing the corrupt system and the falsehoods that were fed between conservative and liberal ideologies when there is one class we need to be worried about. It's not the 1%. And let's break that down for just a moment. If it were the 1%, and by the way, guys, we are set up for the AMA, so get your questions in here. I will take all super chats as always. Let's try to keep them on base. I'll understand if we get a little bit off topic. But again, when I speak to this stuff and the false left-right paradigm and that it's not the 1% and that, in actuality, it's the predator class. And what do I mean? Well, look. How many kids did you graduate high school with? Who's in your neighborhood? Clearly hundreds, thousands, tens of thousands, sometimes millions, depend on where you are. Now in the millions, maybe there's one or two of those predator classes around, but it's certainly not 1 in 100. It's not 1 in 1,000. It's not 1 in 10,000. When you start getting upwards of 1 in 100,000, 1 in a million, yeah, that's when you really start talking about the power players and their families and the ones that are preying upon you and me through their resources, through their misinformation, through their control of technology. And these are just facts. And the guy you see behind me, he was connected to a lot of those people. Again, I can't reiterate enough that he was donating to both political causes. Yes, it appears that one of the operations was a blackmail operation, but doing business with known arms dealers, Adnan Khashoggi, according to Vicky Ward. And I know there's a lot of information about Vicky Ward and her connections to all this stuff too, and whether or not she's in question. And I'm all about questioning everything, but I'm going to put the facts out there that I can, that have been established. And then you find that passport from the 80s with a Saudi Arabian address and an alias and stamps in France, Spain, the UK, and Saudi Arabia. So, again, this is a multi-level operation. We've talked about the trilateral connection, the CFR connection, also extremely important. So, we're going to do the Jeffrey Epstein AMA. Remember, get your questions in now. But first, let's start out, like I said, picking up with these people. Let's reveal them. And let's go to Bill Berkman, a New York businessman, a wealthy executive whose family established the Berkman Klein Center for Internet and Society at Harvard. So again, another Harvard connection, another Ivy League connection. Dershowitz is kind of that connection as well. Larry Summers is that connection. Berkman, who sued in 2014, who was sued by his administrative assistant, who said she was forced to read emails Berkman had sent to a college containing pictures of random and unsuspecting women on the street. That is, creep shots. The suit was settled. Ugh. So, I don't know how graphic that was. You know what? Let's Google Mr. Berkman and lawsuit. Bill Berkman lawsuit, and then type in pictures. What do we got? So they were absolutely pornographic in nature. And here's Mr. Berkman. Let's get a good shot of him. Let's reveal these people for who they are. 4 million. Let's see. One email sent from Berkman to Cardinal includes an image of the wife of Ronit's bottom with the text, Rana in a bikini for our trip in Cabo. Another email from the Cardinal to Berkman containing a nude image from a New York Magazine photo shoot of Lake Bell reads, you need to take photos in these poses tonight. So let's just see who this is. So some celebrity. I'm not big on the celebrities, but basically a private shot from a shoot goes to this billionaire in emails. These are the kind of people. I mean, that's low-level stuff, but once again, these are the contacts. So let's continue on down. Nightclub guy, Robin Burley, or is that a woman? Owned the club where Meghan Markle and Prince Harry had their first date. Oh, how lovely. And again, shows you how they're connected to the royal family as well. Leopold von Bismarck, Count Leopold. Yes, those von Bismarcks. His nickname, Bola, was listed in the Black Book. So who is Leopold Bismarck? Let's give him a look. And thumbs this up and share this one, guys. This is one of those in-your-face as we go deep dives. Let's see. These are historical roots. He's got a Facebook. Is this him right here? I don't know. Might be, might not be. Says London, United Kingdom. I could totally see it actually being him. So let's just continue on down the line. Heiress and publishing entrepreneur Vanessa von Bismarck. Name found in Black Book. Oh, so another publisher. Lovely. Conrad Black, media mogul. We'll get to Conrad Black in a moment. He's perhaps best known for being sentenced to 42 months for prison for fraud, then writing a book about Trump and receiving a pardon. Now, he recently got this pardon. He was already out of jail, and basically all it was doing is going to allow him to get back into the business world. But we'll get to Conrad Black in a moment, because he's pretty important. Vicky Ward, who profiled Epstein for Vanity Fair in 2003, said Epstein heavily leaned on Black, who is her ex-husband's uncle and was her ex-husband's then boss, to try to exert his influence on Ward. So, basically, Ward's big in this because there seem to be reports all the way back in the early 2000s before even the first case in Palm Beach. Even though the FBI and local police, according to Maria Farmer, had been contacted by this time, it seems. Okay, so let's get that out of the way. All right, so now Conrad Black gets caught up, does the prison time. Trump said he was treated very unfairly. He is Mr. Bilderberg. He's also Mr. Trilateral Commission. And Epstein is Trilateral Commission. In fact, let's bring up Conrad Black and Bilderberg, just so everybody can get a look at this guy and understand. So, again, a big Bilderberger, okay? Big guy. This is the dude, Conrad Black, publishing mogul. Again, remember, Robert Maxwell, the father of Ghislaine Maxwell, his right-hand woman, also another publishing magnate. You notice how publishing comes up. The fashion world, the art world, big business, arms dealers, politicians, actors. It all, it's like media figure galore and huge geopolitical figures. So, guys, we're going to take a break from this Epstein list. We're going to come over here in a moment to who he was donating to, even on low levels in politics in a moment. But first, let's get to the AMA. Let's see what kind of questions you got for me, if anything. There we go. Whoa. All right. So we got some hi all. Hey, Jason from West Florida. Epstein will blame Ghislaine, claiming he never procured party girls and assumed they were screened for age. Only defense he will have. I don't know if it's going to be that simple. I got a lot of court documents going back and forth to unseal things with Virginia Roberts Guthrie. I mean, it's a lot of paperwork in there. Julie K. Brown is mentioned. I believe Cernovich is in there as well. Dershowitz, et cetera, et cetera. A lot of people are being named on lower levels that we already know about. there's so many documents. We'll see when I can get into that deep dive. Howdy, greetings, hello, everyone hit thumbs up. I agree. Thumbs it up and share it. And remember, guys, I'm going to take all super chats as long as I see them come up. If I miss something, I'm sorry. And don't worry, if you are crazy, I will ban you. And you know what I mean. If you get wild, we'll just ban you. I love that. Hello, hit the thumbs up. Thanks for all your videos. Thanks for turning them out. Thank you from Ontario. Thank you. Ottawa, Canada sends love as well. Thank you, Canada. I appreciate it. Would listen live at my father's birthday party. Gotta go. You have fun, Green Eyes. Family is much more important. Creepy Epstein looks like the Grinch. He looks like something, I'll tell you that. Hello from Australia. Blackstone, Intel, Mossad, drugs, and mafia exposed. I haven't seen that yet. But everybody, Eggstein's breath. Ugh. I'd rather not. I will say this, that I am going to be, and I've got a super chat, I'll be in a second. Enjoy the show, Mermaid Moxie. Thank you so much. I will have Whitney Webb on. Finally, it is confirmed. 2 p.m. Eastern. If you want to get in on the live chat, I should have her on for about a half an hour. She's the one that did that great Mint Press article and really a series on Epstein, his connection to Roy Cohn, Craig Spence, and others. That's going to be a huge deep dive. And Craig Spence, remember, those are the checks that were verified. And I believe those are the photocopies that are on that Washington Times cover story of the callboy ring. So really huge stuff from her. And remember, I've said this network was connected for a very, very long time. It's never gone away. If you look at the history of my films and what I've been talking about now for, almost 15 years out in the public. It's going to be 2 decades before you know it, hopefully, and we're going to keep this thing rolling. And I want to thank all of our new subscribers over here on the Burmese Brigade. And if you are new to this, please subscribe now and thumbs the video up. Hello from Arkansas. Derp Show Wits. No ads. Well, it is a live stream. We'll see what happens. I'm sure it'll... Listen, guys. It's demonetization central on my... Go to my Twitter. You'll see yourself. Let's see. Working hard. A lot has happened in the last... Yes, a lot has happened in the last 48 hours. If you want to see my El Paso and Dayton stuff, I've covered it ad nauseum. I don't really want to be covering it anymore until something huge breaks. Is it true Michael Jackson was in the Black Book? If so, your thoughts? Yeah, I believe he was. And I think Mottola was also in the Black Book. I don't trust Michael Jackson. Listen, I know there's some problems with Finding Neverland, but if you don't think that Michael Jackson was an abused child, look at him. Look at him. It's not normal to want to do that to your body. Being raised around, like vicious, vipers out there. I truly believe that Michael was a victim of abuse and more than likely was an abuser himself. There's just too many red flags out there for me to think it's just a media hit job. Let's see. How are the British royals working to silence Prince Andrew connections? Well, first of all, let's talk about the Prince Andrew connections because other than the fact that, he basically brought girls over, there's really nothing talked about of what Epstein's real relationship was with him. And Prince Andrew is the royal family's arms dealer. He's the guy that's making deals with Saudi Arabia, et cetera, part of that Anglo-American, Israeli, Saudi power structure in the region to take over all of Eurasia and make a buck for the military-industrial complex. Does that make sense? So I'm going to come back. Remember, I'm going to take all the super chats. We're going to come back to this in a minute, but let's hit the web and go back to more of the Epstein connections and donations because, once again, not about right and left. It's about right and wrong, and he's been donating for a long time. Epstein donated $500 to Senator Timothy Worth, a Democrat from Colorado in 1991. Let's keep going. Former New York Senator Daniel Patrick Moynihan, a Democrat, received $2,000 from Epstein in 1998. Moynihan said he returned $1,000, half of the donation, to Epstein 7 months later, according to the Center for Research. So even in the late 90s, some people were returning monies, but I think a lot of that's shady, by the way. Okay? Former Senator Mike Pryor, a Democrat from Arkansas, received $1,000 from Epstein in 2002. So that's one donation. And remember, he set up proxy organizations. In fact, in one of the previous videos, which you can go see, go check it out. Again, we did big breakdowns in these two right here, the Black Book revealed, Epstein contact or clientele. But his one of his ex-girlfriends, remember, he was training these girls. In the court documents, it says he bought Nadia Marcinkova from her family in Yugoslavia to turn her into a sex slave. Okay? So when he gets rid of this other girl, she ends up marrying a billionaire, and they're setting up foundations to kind of mask Epstein's donations. So that was a real thing, too. Oh, look, some Republicans, as I said. Both sides of the spectrum. Epstein donated $1,000 to Eugene Watts, a Republican member of the Ohio State Senate, in 1993. All right? So that's going to wrap up that political donations article. But go check it out yourself, or go check out my previous work where we really break these people down. So let's go back to the Black Book. And remember, all these media moguls, Bilderbergers, Trilats, CFR members, arms dealers, royal family, this is real. As real as it gets, guys. All right, so Black Leon Private Equity, or Leon Black, Private Equity Tycoon. So let me, boom, do that. The billionaire co-founder of Apollo Global Management. By the way, there are huge connections to Apollo. In fact, let's type in Epstein and Apollo right now. So let's just, these guys are connected. Apollo. Okay. There you go. I mean, it's all over the place. Okay. All over the place. I was actually going to go over this. Jeffrey Epstein had a door into Apollo, his deep ties with Leon Black. So this guy we're about to show you here, okay, let's put this down. Oh, we don't want that. No. This guy we're showing you in the Black Book, deep ties to Jeffrey Epstein. All right? Black made Epstein the director of his family foundation in 2001. The foundation continued to list Epstein as director on its tax forms until 2012. Oh, how about that? 4 years after he had pled guilty to soliciting a minor for prostitution in Florida. You can't solicit a minor for prostitution. Can we stop it? He's a child molester. Thank you. The foundation now says the Epstein resigned in 2007. Oh, did he? I'm sure that's what they're saying. We gave the money back. He resigned. We distanced ourselves. We can't believe what a monster he was. And that his name continued to appear on the rolls owing to a recording error. In 2011, he was listed as an investor in Environmental Solutions Worldwide, a Pennsylvania company, alongside several people close to Black, including his 4 children. Okay? Black himself was seen with Epstein at a movie screening just a few months after Epstein finished his probation in 2010, and Epstein was spotted at a party at Black's home in the Hamptons as recently as 2015. Let's keep going with the blacks in the book. Oh, is that racist of me? Jason said the word blacks in the book. I think he was alluding all that privilege. Kidding. We're going to go back to your questions. Remember, taking all super chats. Jeffrey Epstein-based broadcast, but it is an AMA, so get nitty-gritty in those comments. The trial attorney and legal analyst, Roy Black, one of the lawyers, client roster has included Bieber, Joe Francis, the guy from Girls Gone Wild, and Rush Limbaugh. Black is perhaps best known for representing William Kennedy Smith against rape charges in Palm Beach in 1991. The Kennedy nephew was acquitted. In 2005, Black played the managing partner on NBC's The Law Firm, a knockoff of The Apprentice for up-and-coming lawyers. So let's get a look at Mr. Black here. Let's bring him up. I wish they had more profiles of some of these people. But, I mean, this is an extensive article. It would take him forever. So there's Roy Black. Take a good look. Mr. Epstein, he likes to represent him because, people have no soul. We'll get to David Blaine in a minute. Met David Blaine one time briefly, but that's a whole nother story. All right, let's continue on. Oh, wow. Looks like... Let's see. Let's see. Okay. So when is Clinton going to jail? I don't know. When hell freezes over? I'll be cheering that when that happens, the Clinton going to jail. Did you read the Daily Beast piece about the New Mexico ranch? Governor DeSantis ordered an investigation by FDLE. Will it be an honest investigation? Probably not. And yes, I did a big thing, I think, on the ranch, and I think that's my Epstein transhumanist article. I don't know. I'm pretty sure, actually, I did quote that Daily Beast piece in there. Jay puts in the work. Thank you, Kevin O'Neill. I do put in the work. You got to listen, you want to grow? You want to grow this channel? You you got to put in the work. And I love you guys for helping me out, but you're not going to help me out if I'm not putting out quality content. If I'm not bringing you stuff that other people aren't, if I'm not staying honest and true to my word that I'm going to pump out 30 videos a week about things that are important, in my opinion. American, a lost story that needs more coverage. I agree. So Brian Stelter being on the flight logs is fake news, right? I don't know. Is Brian Stelter on the flight logs? Which flight logs? Let's find out. It might be fake news. Brian Stelter, Epstein. There's a lot of disinfo out there. Yeah, I don't see anything. Yeah, I don't see anything. Know the names of CNN. No, it looks like that's nonsense. I don't even know where that guy's, what's that, spreading on 8chan or something, or 4chan? Is this the Epstein channel? No, we haven't really covered Epstein recently, but we certainly are at the forefront of everything Epstein. Australian politics is deep state central. There's a reason Australia jumps straight behind the America in any of the military engagements. Smash the like button, people. Thank you so much. How about Vicky Ward being friends with Ghislaine? Yeah, I've already went over that. Again, I've seen the pictures. I've talked about it, et cetera, et cetera. Remember, people like Ellen Barker, or Ellen Barkin, the actress, was friends with Maxwell, and she said that she openly talked about trafficking girls. Let's see. Please take care. Oh, lots of jumpage. That was the one thing. All right. Okay, there we go. Please take care and get good sleep. I try to get some good sleep. Listen, I'm an old man. I know I look a little bit younger, but I'm 40 years old. Give me a break. Conrad Black had the bidding war against another media mogul called Kerry Packer here in Australia back in the 1990s, I think it was. Interesting. Ward was paid to write a hit piece, right as Ghislaine was tossed aside as Epper's main squeeze. Interesting. Listen, I know there's a lot of theories out there. I know there are people doing analysis of it. I'm not saying one way or the other. Epstein is trilateral. So far, we've confirmed Epstein was trilateral from 1995 to at least 2008. Vicky Ward says up to 2011. Laura Harding is married to a Bismarck. I'm unaware of who Laura Harding is. Vicky Ward is friends. Okay, we just went over that. No, Tulsi Gabbard is not trilateral. She is CFR. And we've talked about that ad nauseum. Everyone looked into 811 Golden Gate Bridge. Oh boy, here we go. What's that? Faded Grizzly? Come on. Let's get real here. Thanks for all you do. I watched Fabled Enemies last night, and it's great. Well, thank you, Brian Jones. If you didn't know, guys, let's let you all know that not only am I doing 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 videos a day, but if you go over here to playlists, okay, let's see if we can actually open that. No, it won't let you open that into a... can I even copy that URL? Nope. So anyway, if you open that playlist, you can go to my documentaries. You can see them all for free. Fabled Enemies, Invisible Empire, Shade the Motion Picture. I do all of this for nothing, but by the kindness of strangers. And believe me, I'm Dr. Demonetized over here as well. So we're a little bit over halfway the goal, 20 days in. I'm trying to make it so that I can continue to do these in-depth breakdowns of important issues. So your donations mean everything to me. I don't have a Patreon. I don't have a Subscribe Star. I don't do private sessions. That's a waste of my time and really a waste of your time. Don't you think that we should be going over the information? So at the very least, try to subscribe, ring that bell, etc., and support my work. That being said, we're going to go back to the commentary and questions in a bit, but let's keep going down the line. David Blaine. We all know about David Blaine. I really enjoy his stuff. Everybody likes magic that they can't figure out, even though a lot of it's been exposed. He's a performer. Really good stuff. He's in there. And he's been accused of some things by women. I'll just say that. Blaine put on a private show for Epstein's dinner guests in 2003, doing a card trick for the likes of Sergey Brin, Mort Zuckerman, and Bill Clinton aide Doug Band. The dinner was organized by Ghislaine Maxwell and included a group of young women who were introduced as Victoria's Secret models. And let me say this. There is one of his specials where he's hanging out with Bryan Singer, and that really turned my stomach as well. So I'm not giving David Blaine a pass here. I'll just say that. And of course, Tony Blair, former British Prime Minister, in the book. And remember, there's been a lot of talk that former prime ministers are going to be named in some pretty gruesome stuff Some pretty outed stuff, and I've never trusted Tony Blair. Tony Blair was the counterpart to George W. Bush to get us into this never-ending war on terror. All right? He was way more articulate. People actually respected him more after at least the Iraq War, but he was a liar just like the rest of them. Tony Blair, not a good person. Michael Bloomberg. Oh, old Bloomberg. I mean, you know who Bloomberg is, and he's still trying to interject himself into politics today. He's even discussed a 2020 run at one point. He said, I'm not going to do it. I'm going to put my weight behind the Democratic Party. But Michael Bloomberg, another eugenicist and globalist. And if you don't think that he's a eugenicist, a population control guy, go watch my film, Invisible Empire, A New World Order Defined, and you will see very, very clearly that's exactly what he is. And he sits there and he talks about these things, or has in the past, with people like, yes, George Soros, Ted Turner, Bill Gates, and David Rockefeller when he was alive. Those are facts. And that's why this is so important. Again, look at all those connections I just made right there. Hassanal Bolkiah, Sultan of Brunei. Epstein had at least one meeting with the Sultan when he traveled to Brunei in 2002 with Bill Clinton. Bolkiah and his brother are famous for their lavish spending, including a collection of 2,500 cars and a $1.5 billion palace. Remember how I described it? That Anglo-American, Israeli-Saudi kind of alliance here. Bolkiah was once sued by Miss USA in 1997, who claimed she had been held as a sex slave. The suit was dismissed on the grounds that Bolkiah had sovereign immunity. Don't you love it when we just give people sovereign immunity? It's basically a do whatever the fuck you want kind of thing. Oh, you're rich? Oh, you're of a certain bloodline? This is what I don't get. This man and his family are part of that predator class I talked about. It ain't the 1%. If you missed the beginning of this is why I don't like the 1%. It's the predator class. We're talking about a 1 in 100,000, 1 in a half a million, 1 in a million human being that's able to treat people like that with total immunity wherever they go. And if you don't believe that people like that exist in this country, that nobody's above the law, you're kidding yourselves. And if you don't believe that the royal family in Europe also has that immunity, you're kidding yourself. So with that being said, and me getting a little bit excited and heated, let's go back to the questions. Amazing Polly has been talking about the media connections too. Yep, I haven't caught a lot of her videos, and I know they're very, very long. I've caught in little pieces, but she commented on one of my Epstein videos and said that it was a good analysis, and I thanked her, and I told her that I know a lot of you guys recommend her stuff. Thanks for being truthful. Thank you, Gary, for watching. Thanks, Jason. Sup from Calgary. Love you, Burmis. Love you back. Ray's got the love. I got love for you. What's going on unsealing the 2000C plea agreement? Last I heard, it was supposed to be unsealed, and it was ordered to do so. I'm waiting. I don't know whether they're pushing it back or what's going on. I've got all those PACER documents with the docket on the Guffrey case, but I haven't seen those yet. When are you going to investigate the island? I don't know what you mean by when am I going to investigate the island. I've linked people up with the Rusty Shackelford videos. I've done videos on the occultic symbolism on the island. I've done a ton of videos on the island. I mean, there's like probably over 70 videos on my channel on Epstein. We're closing in on almost 400 videos on the channel. That's how prolific this channel's become with your help, guys. So thank you so much. Jason Comey is free, and Strzok was working the system. Is screwed up, man. Yeah, no, Strzok's trying to sue now. He's suing the FBI. Listen, if you didn't see my video today on Assange, I go over how in the Ed Butowski documents and that whole Seth Rich thing, that the document that shows Seth Rich as the leaker within the FBI that's not supposed to exist because the intelligence community agrees on it was Russia. In that document, it said that Andrew McCabe, who postured as very anti-Trump, by the way, is the person that read that document and told Seymour Hersh that information. So that's extremely interesting and apparently a longtime source of his. It shows you maybe how some of these guys have to be chameleons in public to keep up the facade because this is deep state stuff. Interview Vicky Ward and ask her where her friend Ghislaine Maxwell is. We've already had the discussion on that. Everybody's, I I don't know what else to tell you. I stick to what I can prove. Remember Barney Frank and his little prostitute biz? He ran out of his home. In Invisible Empire, A New World Order Defined, also connected to that callboy ring. He had a person named Stephen Gottlieb that was running that ring out of his D.C. home. Totally got caught. You go to C-SPAN, you can watch the ethics hearings on them. It's like 4 hours long. So that is 100% true. Yeah, guys, thumb it up. I don't know how many thumbs up we got, but keep doing it. Say, Jay, did you see the 5 New York commissioners are demanding an investigation of 9/11? I have seen the headlines on that, and Architects and Engineers for 9/11 Truth. I'm going to try to reach out to some of those people and definitely get them on the channel. I agree. Yeah, but it was CIA, Castrate, running guns. Jackson had to watch his brothers. Yeah, that's also true. That's probably very true. Let's see. Shocker. Now, Jason puts the work in. Respect, G. Respect to you. Yeah, I know YouTube's slow with the notifications. Be a lot of shell companies, which Epstein and cohorts used to back candidates on both sides. We never connect to him. That's true. There's going to be a ton of those shell companies. Listen, we got a year, it looks like, until this trial, so way, way more information is totally going to come out, 100%. Let's see. Wow, even in Toronto, we had 14 shooting over here the weekend. Off topic. But, yeah, listen, man, I've done those ad nauseum. I think it sucks. But, listen, people are getting shot, for sure. Jason, were there any women in the book? Are women ever pedos? Yes, they are. And they get caught all the time, especially in high schools, if you haven't noticed. So I'm not giving them a pass. And, Trump's daughter's in the book, 100%. I can believe Captain America is in the book Avengers Disassemble. My goodness. Let's see. Apparently Naomi Campbell's name is in there. Yep, Rush Limbaugh. That's just, I don't know that he's in the book. Again, one of the lawyers for Epstein and who is in the book represented Limbaugh. Let's see. Yes, there are women pedos. Yes, 100%. In fact, Maxwell's one of them. Okay? So let's continue on. I think this is going to be the last round. So if you want to get your super chat question in, do it now. I think we're going to do one more round here. So Annabelle Bond, British socialite. And remember, a lot of these were socialites. Maxwell being one of those people. Andrea Bonami, Italian businessman. The chairman and founder of the Invest Industrial, was a key character in the Paradise Papers international tax shelter scandal. So if you don't know about the Panama Papers, Khashoggi was also in them a lot. So Panama, let's see, there we go. This was a really good article right here. We've went over it several times, but that's Khashoggi in the back. And this is an extensive article. Again, how a lot of these shell companies were set up, how a lot of the money laundering worked, and how a lot of the intelligence agencies were using assets like them. You know, if you get down to here, in September 1996, 10 years after the Iran-Contra affair, Bill Clinton was seen at a hotel in Kansas City during his presidential campaign where he led the chorus of people singing happy birthday to their host, none other than Fareed Azima. Azima has pledged to donate $250 to the Clintons' campaign at that point. And yes, he's one of the people named in here as, you know, an arms dealer, intelligence asset. That's how the network works. So it shouldn't be any kind of surprise we have more people connected to the Panama Papers. Michael Barocco, Long Island contractor, described by Social Life magazine as the ambassador of all-important Hamptons polo culture. Barocco is known for hosting polo matches at his estate in Walter Mill. So this just shows you, again, the Eastern establishment class also connected to this guy in New York, in the Hamptons. Frederick Bork, a founder of Dooney and Burke. All right. Burke went to prison for a scheme to bribe government officials in Azerbaijan. I don't know much about that, but doesn't surprise me. Powerful people are bribing people either. Hamish Bowles, European editor-at-large for Vogue. So the Vogue editor. Again, he had his, let's say it again. I can't repeat it enough. He had his hands in what? The art world, the fashion world, the globalist world, all right? The business world, the entertainment industry, and the arms world, all in front of our face, and he's got intelligence connections. And, look at the next two. Another interior designer, fashion, all that stuff. Morel Brondolini, interior designer. His clients have included Matt Lauer and the Crown Prince and Princess of Greece. More royalty connections. Richard Branson, founder of the Virgin Group. Everybody knows Richard Branson. He also enjoys entertaining on a private island. So with that being said, guys, I appreciate all of you. I appreciate the questions. If you like dives like this and AMAs, please hit that subscribe button, thumbs this video up, share it on social media, become a member of the Burmist Brigade. Remember, like I said, we did 2 previous videos on the Black Book on his political donations. It went far beyond left or right. It's all about right and wrong. We're doing 4, 5, 6, 7 of these videos a day, sometimes 3 when I'm really not up on it, but this is 4 for the evening. I think I'm going to call it a night at 11 plus p.m. I want to thank you all for being here, and remember, I'm supported only by you guys. All of my material is free, including, if you hit my playlist here, like I said, and you go over here to the documentary section, where is it? You can see Shade, Invisible Empire, Fabled Enemies, Loose Change Final Cut, and just about everything I've ever done right over here. So guys, with that being said, I love you all, and I'll see you on the flip side.